man, back when I was 20, I was so fit. And the kind of the quote that came to me a long time ago was, "You're never fit. You were just 20."
Yeah.
And as we get older, we have absolute capacity to train more. Our bodies are, talk about that old man muscle. It's a real thing. I can go out and go for 10 hours now. When I was a great runner in college, if I went 70, 80, 90 miles a week, I would bonk and I would get, just my body just wasn't strong enough. I didn't have the aerobic capacity and all the, on the cellular level, the mitochondria, like that takes years to build up. And if you said, "Hey Matt, there's a challenge, we're gonna go do a 10-hour," I know I could do an Ironman right now, and I don't say that in a braggadocio way. It's just a fact. My body can go a long time, and I know at what level I can go at, what heart rate. Now, would you say, can I go out and pound out 100 miles of running? No way. I'll get shin splints. I know how to temper that so that I don't. I spend a lot of time. I do massive volume cross-country skiing. I do massive volume non-impact things like swimming, massive volume on incline treadmills where I just climb and climb and climb at, say, 3 miles an hour at 40%, but I'm getting none of the downhill pounding that comes from that. And that's the secret, is volume. I mean, we can hit it hard. We can keep increasing it. And the dilemma is, as we get older, yes, our metabolisms can slow down. Yes, our max heart rates will lower. But if we keep them going and keep pushing in a positive way, I don't know. I see the sky the limit. In fact, I think the biggest travesty that happens to a lot of the athletes I know that are way more talented than I ever was or ever dreamed of being is they hit success so early. They go to the Olympics, and when they hit 26, 27, 28, they start talking about retirement. And then I see those guys 10, 15 years later. I bet you 9 out of the 10 best athletes I ever was around on every team I was ever on, every one of them is 50 years old, dad bod, 100 pounds, 50 pounds overweight. I used to run, the glory days. Well, the glory days are still there, but it's hard to go after them when you hit success like some of those guys do so early.
Yeah, it's a very good point. I don't feel like COVID's going to go away anytime soon. I think the political environment is going to continue to be what it is today. What is your advice to others to stay motivated for themselves, whether it be training, eating, or a little bit of everything? Because I think people are grasping right now. And I know what I do for myself. I feel great, and I try to offer my words of advice. But what are yours for people that really need to get a little bump up on things?
I'd say all of us have probably 5 sins/bad habits that we do. We may not tell anyone about them. Pick 1 or 2 of them and quit cold turkey. If you're a drinker and you just drink 2 glasses of wine every night, just quit. And you'll say, well, why? It's not a big problem. And it's not, except for what happens. I'm just picking alcohol because that's an easy one.
Yeah.
You take that away and all of a sudden your body says, okay, well, what are you going to replace it with? And if you don't replace it with something, it's going to be alcohol right back at you. But if you replace it, if you replace it with a new hobby, whether it be reading or whether it be a job pursuit, in my case, it's an extra hour of working out. And what happens when you start doing that, now you start working out harder, you know that you're going to work out in the morning. So you might not have 2 pancakes, 2 eggs, and 2 pieces of bacon and a glass of orange juice. You might just have a packet of oatmeal, some honey on it, and a half cup of coffee. And then you might go do a 2-hour workout. And then you'll start seeing your weight come down. You'll be like, shit, I'm going to pick habit number 5, which is a bad one. I'm going to stop sleeping in too long or going to bed too late. And for me, I'm not going to say I was that story where I hit rock bottom this year, but I had some pretty crazy life experiences, and I wouldn't even mention them because who hasn't, right? Mm-hmm. This year.
Yeah.
But I remember there was a point where my wife, she was at the police academy. She was a couple months into it, and I was missing the heck out of her. And I was sitting there in my hot tub and looking at the view and probably drinking something I shouldn't have been. And I was like, oh, here's a shitty option. I could go ahead and gain 30 pounds, go ahead and start drinking hard like everyone is right now, go ahead and put on some weight and go ahead and be mad that my stock portfolio is not going the direction I thought it was going to, or maybe my roofing business is down, and she can come back and see a lazy, fat, ugly, old, boring, don't know any guy, and she'll be the girl surrounded by all the young, fit, athletic officers who are training hard. And I'm thinking, no thanks, that's not happening. I wouldn't do that to her. I'd divorce myself. And then I had the other thought at this moment of my epiphany that day was, what if she comes home and I'm great and amazing, and she wants to leave or something? I thought, well, at least I'll be in a position where I'm not at rock bottom groveling for somebody who doesn't want to be with me. So that was kind of a moment for me where all of a sudden I started for about 3-4 months, just put my head down and I started looking for ways to make myself better. And I can't say that my character's better or my morality's better or anything's better, but I look at all of it together and it's like, no, it is better. It's so good that, I don't know. I beat out death just 2 days ago. The part of me that's makes me sound like an elitist or something, like I'm bragging too hard here, but I don't know a lot of people who had made it out of there. And I had a lot of things go my way that made it happen, but they wouldn't have happened had I not been in a good position physically and then had the right people helping me out.
Well, the reality is you put yourself there intentionally knowing what you want to accomplish, but you have the tools and the mindset and the physical ability to get yourself out of something that maybe you didn't put yourself in, right? And to me, at my age, knowing I'm that physically fit and have the ability to save my family or save myself in a bad situation that I didn't ask for, makes it all the more worth it. And I love getting out in the mountains. I love seeing your story. I have one last question I meant to ask you earlier. Why do they call you the Bear?
It came along with Spartan Race when we did the TV show.
Yep.
I remember Joe DeSena, the owner of Spartan, he's like, he hadn't met me yet, but he'd heard what I'd done. He'd heard about the record I did in Virginia, and he heard that I had a 9-minute lead at World Championships 2 weeks later. And he said, "Hey, the Bear." And I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. And I don't call myself the Bear. I don't say that as no. It's not like a nickname, but people who know me and follow me from sports, they call me the Bear, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the I don't mind the association at all, because I've been around bear a lot where I live. I've been charged by bear. I've had the opportunity to be around a lot of bear in a lot of bad situations, and I think they're pretty cool animals. I think they know how to fight. I think they know how to make it through the winter. They know how to get their own food, and they don't need a group of people supporting them. They're not asking favors from anybody, and that's something that I kind of live by. I'm not interested in asking someone to help me take care of my problems.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great description, a great reason why you'd like that name. I actually reposted a picture of you and a bear that you had posted, and I couldn't believe the ration I got. I didn't even know you. I'm defending you. I'm like, hey, this guy's doing what he loves. But thank you for that. Matt, really appreciate you hopping on the show at a last-minute notice. I just wanted to hear the story, so I'm glad that I had this format to hear the story and push it out so others can. I'll post up your Instagram following. Do you have any sponsors you're working with right now you want to bring up?
Not really. I'm pretty open. I have several sponsors that I use, the products that I like. No one's paying me right now for anything, but I mean, I do enjoy a good dose of caffeine. I like Red Bull. I like Elite Ups. I like the Hot Shot product. But as far as anything like that, I'm using Bub's Naturals, which is a collagen protein drink. I really like their stuff. But right now I'm just kind of in a stage where I don't want to get locked into a contract with someone where I have to go out and do those posts, because I've done it before and I love it. And I love the income from it, but I don't like the fact that I can't post an authentic post when I'm saying, and hashtag these guys,
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. Well, thanks for telling your story and giving me the time. Look forward to following along and see what you do next. I'm going to try to push and find my own challenges, and maybe I can keep up with you one day.
Well, hopefully we get together. We can do a little mini training camp. You can come up here. I'll come down to Montana. That'd be a blast. I'm always looking for fun things to go to work out with people and train people and kind of meet new people, meet new experiences. So, yeah, it'd be awesome.
Sounds like a perfect trade.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
This episode of The Answer is Yes brought to you by Baja Bound Insurance Services. Driving to Mexico? You can buy and print out your Mexican auto insurance policy online in minutes with their easy-to-use website. They also have great travel information to help you plan your trip south of the border. Visit bajabound.com.